الحمد لله الملك العظيم العليم الكبير الغني اللطيف القدير المنفرد بالعز والبقاء والإرادة والتدبير الحي العليم الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير أحمده حمد العبد متعرف بالعجز والتقصير وأشكره على ما أعان عليه على قصد ويسير من عسير وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا شريك ولا ظهير له ولا وزير وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدًا عبده ورسوله البشير النذير السراج المنير المبعوث إلى كافة الخلق من غني وفقير ومأمور وأمير صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه صلاة يفوز قائلها من الله بمغفرة وأجر كبير وينجو بها في الآخرة من عذاب السعير وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل فنعم المولى ونعم النصير أما بعد فلقاؤنا اليوم مع تارك الصلاة. اعلموا معاشر الإخوة أن الصلاة عماد الدين فمن أقامها فقد أقام الدين ومن أضاعها فقد هدم الدين وإن من أعظم المصائب وأكبر القبائح والمعايب التهاون بالصلاة وتضييع الجمعة والجماعة التي رفع الله بها الدرجات وكفر بها السيئات وتباعد بها أهل الأرض وتعبد بها أهل الأرض والسماوات وما يترك الصلاة وتلهيه عنها دنياه إلا من سبقت شكوته وعظمت عقوبته وخسرت صدقته وطالت حسرته وندامته فتارك الصلاة ممقوت وعلى غير الإسلام يموت الجحيم مأواه والهاوية متقبلة ومثواه وهو ملعون عند الله مطرود في الأرض والسماء. قال تعالى فخلف من بعدهم خلف أضاعوا الصلاة واتبعوا الشهوات فسوف يلقون غيا. أضاعوا الصلاة إما بكليته لترك الصلاة أو أضاعوا أوقات الصلاة إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون شيئا. وفي تفسير قوله تعالى لا يملكون شفاعة إلا من اتخذ عند الرحمن عهدا قيل هي الإيمان وقيل هي الصلوات الخمس. All praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank him and glorify him and send our salutations to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, because of the weather today, we try the best to minimize whatever we can so that we can take it easy on each other. For how it's hot here, for some of us, this is where we start to wonder if this is the dunya. We are under a roof with this heat and air condition with fan, we still complain. What of the day of Qiyamah? So this is how a person will think, and this is how we ponder upon the creation of the heavens and the earth. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, our discussion today is based on our daily prayer. For those who do not pray, or sometimes they pray and sometimes they ignore the prayer. For those who pray just to show off. For those who pray just because they are pushed to do so. Dear respected brothers and sisters, if you remember, in the month of Ramadan, we fill the masajids. All our masajids are full of people just because of Taraweeh. Taraweeh is sunnah, not compulsory, but just because it's become aada, it is a culture. Everyone is going to the masjid we go to the masjid and fill the masjid. The prayers that are compulsory upon us, these are the 5 daily prayers: Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. And imagine how many people come to the masjid. Most of our masajids are not open for Dhuhr, for Asr, for Maghrib and Isha because no one is coming. What do we have to say in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Have we ignored the masajids? Have we abandoned the masjid? What is wrong with us? What are we thinking? What is so occupied in our life that we cannot get enough time to come to the masajid? When it comes to Maghrib and Isha, where you expect if people have excuses of going to work from morning, you expect them to come to the masajids for Maghrib and Isha, and even with that, you see how many people come. Sometimes 5, sometimes 6 people with the Imam, or sometimes just the Imam by himself. What are we going to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to the day where money will not be beneficial, the day that our family will not be beneficial, the day that nothing will be beneficial إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ, unless those who come with pure iman facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot get this iman without your prayer. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, if we have concentrated, taken our time to just follow this dunya, which we were not created for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indicated, for indeed, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, I have not created man and woman except for them to worship me. And we have something so important in our life that has taken our time that we could not get opportunity to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is warning you, if you continue this, what will happen? أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ حَتَّى ذُرْتُمُ الْمَقَابِرَ. You will continue doing this until you find yourself in your grave. At that moment, that's when you start to understand what has been said, that this world will come to an end. This life is short. On that time, you will see the yaqeen. You will see the reality. But what can you do? You cannot come back and fix this. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, leaving our prayer or doing the prayer when we want to, not because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do is a big sin. For tariqus salat, whoever does that is being cursed. It's something that you cannot stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only those who have break the contract between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the agreement between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah is asking us, Alastu bi rabbikum, am I not your Lord? In Alam al-Arwah, all of us said, Qalu bala, yes Allah, you are our Lord. We came to this dunya. Some of us decide we have to follow the dunya. We don't care about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever we come to the masajid, it's because something bad has happened. That's why we come to the masjid. We don't come to the masjid sincerely. We want to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We abandon this masajid. We don't spend time in the masjid. How can we get peace in our life? How do you get peace in your life when you have abandoned the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Some of us will only pray when we are in a group of people. When we are by ourselves, we don't pray. Sometimes we pray, sometimes we don't pray. We ignore this prayer. These people who are doing this are considered tariqus salat. And as I made mention in the verse that we read, it says it's either those who ignore the prayer fully or those who do not care about the time of the prayer. We have important things in our life. We do that is better than our prayer. Some people will come home, they're going to add Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha and pray. Ya salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the opportunity, gave you the health, gave you the time, gave you the wealth, and you decided that you have important things in your life that you come later and come and join all your prayer and do it at the same time. And we are the same people. When we have agreement with other people and they did not meet that, we can argue, we can fight, we can say whatever, just because the way we expect people to deal with us, they did not meet that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the arrangement, the timing He has given us, we have ignored that. So dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, this is just a reminder for us all to remember For indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created us for a purpose, and that purpose is to worship Him. If we find ourselves in this bad behavior, we still have opportunity. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continued the verse by saying, إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا, except those who repent when they felt like they've been doing wrong, they wronged themselves, they know they've wronged themselves, they come back and then make tawbah. We always know. You don't just come and say, well, astaghfirullah, that's it. No. Everything we have shurut tawbah and nadama ala ma fat. You need to feel bad about what you did previously. First of all, I need to acknowledge I did something wrong. Allah wants me to pray 5 times a day. If I'm at home, I'm not at work, I need to be able to go to the masjid. And this is not for only us as the ummah, our leadership, ai those who are running our masajid. Most often, you come to the masjid 5 minutes late, they lock the masjid. Why? Because they don't want people to steal things in the masjid. Take your stuff and leave Allah's house alone. This is house of Allah. You don't just keep locking the masajid. People come to pray, it's locked. Just because if you are not there, no one can pray. This is not your property. Unless we learn to understand, the house of Allah is not to be decorated like the churches. It should be the basic place where people will feel comfortable and come and pray without things of dunya have already occupied their mind outside. They come to pray. You said Allahu Akbar, in front of you drawings and chandeliers and whatever. This is not the purpose of masajid. So let's leave the masajid open for the ummah. We want to see masajids where our imams, our scholars will be in the masjid 24/7, so that if we have problem outside, we know that if we go to the masjid, we will have someone to talk to. So this goes both ways. We as the ummah, we need to always feel like the only place that we can have peace is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And our leaders should be there to be able to cater for our needs. So we need this, and this is what we need. It's not about how beautiful the masjid is. Even our own clothing, our own looks does not make anything in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ أَجْسَامِكُمْ وَلَا صُوَرُكُمْ وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah does not care how you look. He looks in your heart. That is the most important aspect. So the same thing applies to the house of Allah. Don't spend much money decorating the house of Allah in the masjid. There are people who couldn't get food to eat. Where is the Islam here? So these are the things we need to remind each other. We need to come back to the deen. We need to do things for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's make the salat the part of our life that brings tranquility, peace in our heart, because we get the opportunity to communicate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For indeed, the Prophet ﷺ said in the tafsir of the verse that on the day of Qiyamah, some people will not get shafa'ah. When they spoke about this verse, other scholars said that what they mean is, if you don't have iman, you will not get the opportunity of shafa'ah. Others said no, it's about salawat al-khams. If you don't pray in time or you ignore your prayer, you will not get the opportunity of shafa'ah on the day of Qiyamah. The Prophet ﷺ also made mention, as we know in hadith, that indeed, on the day of Qiyamah, the first thing that will be judged, that will be assessed in our deeds, is our prayer. أول ما يحاسب عليه العبد يوم القيامة الصلاة. حسب, it has two مضارع. إما أول ما يحاسب العبد أو أول ما يحاسب العبد يوم القيامة الصلاة. So the first thing that will be assessed on the day of Qiyamah is your salat. If the salat is good, the rest of the affairs will not be checked. Why? Of course, if the salat is good, everything will be good. Because that salat, what does it do? إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. Your salat will stop you from doing evil acts and things that are not permitted. So if indeed the salat is good, it means that it has done its way, which means all your affairs will be good. But if the salat is not good, that's where you need to check your zakat. And how many people are paying zakat these days? So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. Are we praying really? As we are here in the masjid today, can we be here at Asr time the same number? Can we come here at Maghrib the same number? Can we be here in Fajr the same number? Where do we pray? Let's make the masjid the place that our prayer is always done, and make our nawafil at home. That is the best way. So let's try to start coming back to the masjid, and let's ask our leadership to always keep the masjid open so that we can pray at any time that we get the opportunity. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم والبر الكريم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجي قائلها من ضيق النيران وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمد صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. اعلموا رحمكم الله أن الصلاة والمداومة عليها وعلى جماعتها سبب لحصول الخيرات والبركات والتكثير الحسنات ورفع الدرجات وتكفير السيئات ورفع البلايا والآهات، وهي أفضل التقوى التي هي أساس الكمالات. فإذا حصلت المداومة على الصلوات حصلت التقوى وسائر البرات والخيرات كالنهي عن الفحشاء والمنكر وارتكاب الخطيئات. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, let's come back. Let's make the prayer our daily gains. Let's make the prayer where we will always get attained piety. As it's been said by Salaf al-Salihin, there are something new you want to add in your life. وَكُنْ مُسْتَفِيدًا كُلِّ يَوْمٍ زِيَادَةً. You need to add something on your life. Everything you want to get benefit every single day. In terms of knowledge, in terms of your akhirah, how will you do that? We need to make sure that we hold the reality. And the reality in our life today, as a Muslim, all these 5 pillars of Islam you see, the most important aspect of it is your salat. If salat is good, the rest will be able to follow. If we ignore our salat, our hajj will not be accepted. Our fasting will not be accepted. Don't be a Muslim in the month of Ramadan. Don't be a Muslim just because of the day of Jumu'ah. Don't do that. You be a Muslim every single day, every single time. Every part of your life, be a Muslim. Live a Muslim life. A Muslim life is someone who is living, always waiting, eager, anxiously, looking for the time of prayer. Because we don't want the dunya to overtake us. So whatever we do, we want to get back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to always rejuvenate. We are fixing ourselves between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By doing that, the iman will increase. If the iman increases, all the benefit of this world and the hereafter will follow. For indeed, this salat, as we know, if you do it properly, you get what we call the salat, the sweetness of conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot get that unless your heart is truly connected. Don't pray like those who only pray to show off. For indeed, on the day of Qiyamah, they are Muslims who you know, sometimes you see them in the masajid. They will be in a place in Jahannam called Waylun. These are the reality. This is the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So they pray. They are part of those who pray. But what sort of prayer? الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. They pray sometimes, ignore sometimes, even in their prayer. In the part of Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَىٰ. So they come, even in the prayer, they are not there. They're just standing there like a statue. So you don't want to be in this type of prayer. You want to make sure that your life is hung on the prayer. Your mind is in the prayer. You know why you are there. You want to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For indeed, we need the prayer. Especially when you find yourself in this world that we live in today. When you find yourself in this world you live in today, anywhere you go, either you are in the car or you are walking, whether you are in your house and watching television, Muharramat are chasing you, they chase you. Some years back, you need to chase it. These days, it chases you in the corners of your room. So what do you need to fix this if you cannot get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life? So, dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we remind ourselves and remind each other, for indeed, we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our life. We need to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to come back to the masjid. We need to make sure that the masjid is a place where always we will meet each other and get to know each other, and then we can create the love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Hadith al-Quds on the day of Qiyamah. There are some people that will come, they will be under the Dhill al-Arsh, when there is no any shade except the shade of Allah. Among them, al-mutahabuna fillah. So don't you want to love each other for the sake of Allah? Where do you meet? We met in the masjid. Why do I like this person? Always he's in the masjid. Why do you like such a person? He is always in the masjid. I love that person for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we do this, then indeed, on the day of Qiyamah, we will be among those that are taking the reward. If not that, with this heat we're complaining, on the day of Qiyamah will be worse than this. Wallahi. There is Jahannam, there is Sakar, there is Nada, there is Kutama, there is Hawiyah. There are different types in Jahannam that you don't want to even smell it. So this heat is nothing. This heat we are in today is nothing. The day you're going to stand for 50,000 years in the heat, if you remember that day, you will fear Allah today before that day comes. This is what a smart person will do. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our iman and give us the opportunity to always go to the masjid. Whether we are locals or we drive, let's make it a habit and always go to the masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our sin. Ala wa sallim wa sallim ala rasulina Muhammad. حيث أمرنا الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم التنزيل إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل محمد وارحم محمد وآل محمد وبارك على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن بقية الصحابة والتابعين وتابع التابعين وتابعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وعنا معهم وفيهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعدائك أعداء الدين واجعل أموالهم وأولادهم غنيمة للمسلمين واكتب السلامة والعافية لجميع المسلمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار آمين عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر